Hey, this is Cody Orris with Cody Orris Sound, your production audio nerd, and I'm going to show you one cool trick that you can implement into your VO recording sessions. Now, one thing I never want there to be during one of my sessions is any confusion, whether it's the client, myself, or the VO artist. And sometimes that confusion can be whether or not you're actually recording. Before take, I always mark it by saying something like line 3, take 4 ABCs. But sometimes that can be missed by the artist, by client, and especially when you're not all in the same room, if you're doing a remote VO session, there can be confusion as to when the take actually started, and especially when it stops. Sometimes an artist might want to do a few more takes at the very end and no one knew was coming, so you stopped the recording and they just decided to do a couple more. That's a little awkward conversation there of like, well, I stopped recording because we did our ABCs, I wasn't expecting a D and an E. So here's an awesome little trick to prevent that. So what I've done here is incorporate a track called beeps, and that does a little beep when I start recording and a different beep when I stop. Now, without even saying it to the artist or the client, they immediately understand that higher pitch beep means recording started and the lower pitch one means recording stopped, and immediately gets rid of any confusion as to whether or not you are rolling. So, how'd I do it? So here you can see I have a track called beeps. There's nothing on it, and I'm just sending it to client and to VO. It's an aux track, and I have it set up like this so that when I don't want the beeps, I can just simply mute it and it sends to no one, including myself, aka maybe playback, or when I'm doing some editing. I don't want those beeps every time I hit the spacebar, but I do when I'm recording. So how are we getting the beeps? 2 hidden tracks next to it. One I call beep start, one beep stop. So you can see for beep start here, I have a signal generator and it's just currently making a 1000 Hertz signal at all times. Then I'm using Mute-O-Matic for a completely different purpose. Usually this is used for talkback microphones, something like that. But I'm using it to actually, if you hit this button, it will actually open the signal as soon as I start hitting play or record or anything like that. And it will close it when I stop. Kind of the opposite of what you would want for a talkback microphone, which is what this is typically used for. So now as soon as I hit play, I'm generating a 1K tone. Then I'm using the Pro compressor here with a very slow attack to then just go beep, let that little bit through and then immediately choke it down. And then I'm using Pro expander once it gets below that threshold because the compressor is bringing it down so far to bring it all the way down to off. And you can play with your attack and release settings for both the compressor and the expander to get the length exactly how you want it. So then to get the stop beat at a different pitch, I just have another aux track, again, signal generator, but this time at 750 Hertz, which is about a fourth down. Mute-O-Matic will reverse this time, so when I stop recording or playing back, it lets the signal through, which then compressor lets through for a little bit, and then its very slow attack takes over and brings it down a lot, and then our expander brings it down the rest, all the way to off. And that gets us our 2 different pitch beeps for start and stop. I just then have those bus to an aux called beeps, and then I simply hide these. That way I just have one track here called beeps without any settings on it that I can mess up. And when I want them, they're there, but then when I don't want them for playback and stuff like that, I just mute it. So there you have it. That is just a quick tutorial on how you can get the start and stop beeps inside Pro Tools. This can clear up all the confusion of whether or not you are recording. I hope you found this helpful, and if there's any projects I can help you with, feel free to find me at CodyOrris.com.